Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining me in this sixth video in the series towards understanding the Quran. And in this video I'll be looking at the tricks of shaitan. So I'll start with what the Quran says about shaitan. So the word shaitan itself is mentioned in the Quran 80 times. And other names include Iblis 11 times, which means the one who causes distress. Al-Gharur, which means the deceiver, is mentioned 3 times. Al-Khannas, which means the one who retreats, is mentioned once. And then Waswas is also mentioned once, which means the whisperer. Both Al-Khannas and Waswas are both mentioned in the same surah, Surah An-Nas, the very last surah. Another name mentioned a number of times is Al-Dahdouh, which means the enemy, and this is mentioned 13 times. Al-Mudil is the one who misleads, is mentioned once. And Ar-Rajim, as you all know, is mentioned 6 times, but we all start the Quran recitation by saying A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The word Ar-Rajim means the cursed one. So we are asking Allah to help us stay away from the cursed one, or to help us overcome the cursed one. Another name mentioned in the Quran is Marid, which means the rebellious one. This is mentioned 3 times in the Quran. So these names of shaitan help us understand the nature of the shaitan. As for what shaitan does that we should be aware of and we should take heed, in Surah 23 verse 97, Surah Al-Mu'minun, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقل ربي أعوذ بك من همزات الشياطين وأعوذ بك رب أن يحضرون. It's suggestions from the devils. We should seek refuge from the suggestions of the devils, shayateen. It's more than shaitan is a name for all the shayateen. It's not just one person, there are many shayateen. In Surah 2 verse 168, Al-Baqarah, or the cow, the sort of actions that Allah mentions is khutwat shaitan. It's the footsteps of shaitan. So shaitan brings you in step by step to sinning and to being ungrateful to Allah. In Surah 43 verse 62, Surah Al-Zukhruf, وَلَا يَصُدَّنَّكُمُ الشَّيْطَانِ, don't let shaitan turn you away from the right path. In Surah 25 verse 29, Al-Furqan, or the criterion, Allah says, وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا. Shaitan is a traitor to people. In Surah 8 verse 48, Al-Anfal, or the spoils of war, Allah says, وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُم. Shaitan made their sinful deeds seem attractive to them. He made the sins look nice, and they committed the sins. In Surah 3 verse 175, Al-Imran, or the family of Imran, إِنَّمَا ذَلِكُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ يُخَوِّفُ أَوْلِيَاءَهُ فَلَا تَخَافُوهُمْ وَخَافُونِ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah says, Shaitan causes you to fear his friends, or his soldiers, those who work with him. So shaitan makes you fear his army. Allah says, don't fear them, fear me. You should fear Allah, you should not fear his army. It doesn't matter how powerful they look, doesn't matter how they can get to us. Allah is above all. In Surah 3 verse 175, in Surah 2 verse 268, Al-Baqarah, or the cow, Allah says, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء. Shaitan threatens you with poverty and orders you to immorality. So on the one hand, he uses poverty, the fear of poverty, to make you not give into charity, or to pay zakat, or to do any good deeds, because you'll be poor. So don't give because you will have less, or you will have none. And he will order you to do immoral, sinful stuff. In Surah 17, verse 53, Al-Isra, or the night journey, Allah says, Inna shaytana yanzagu baynahum. Shaitan stirs up trouble between them. He finds ways to make trouble between groups of people. Inna shaytana kana lil-insani aduwwan mubina. So after this comes, Allah says, he is a true enemy, a sworn enemy of yours. Inna shaytana kana lil-insani aduwwan mubina. Sworn enemy of us. In Surah 19, verse 44, Maryam, or Mary, Allah says, Inna shaytana kana lirrahmani asiya. Shaitan is a rebel against the most gracious Allah. So that's another description of Shaitan. He's a rebel. He rebelled against Allah. Now, as for a promise that Shaitan made to do with human beings, in Surah 7, verse 17, he says, I shall come to them from the front, from the back, from the right, and from the left, until you find most of them ungrateful. So his aim is, he will attack us from all directions, and the aim is to make us ungrateful like him. So we'll end up with him in hell, with all the shayateen, not just one shayateen, all the shayateen in hell. Now, what does that mean? I mean, it can't be a physical thing, because we can't see him, whether he's in front of us or at the back. He can actually go through us. Shayateen can they go through us. So we don't know when they're whispering or suggesting to us whether they are coming from which direction. So it can't be a physical direction. So what else can it be? It must be to do with time, because from in front of us is what's coming towards us in time. Things we haven't done yet, things we're trying to do, things we would like to do. From the back is what things we have done, or things we would like to have done. From the right and left, we can infer from other surahs. Allah says in the Quran, the people of the right are the ones who are in paradise, and people of the left are the ones who are in hell. So by extension, we can say that people of the right are those who did good. So from the right means Shaitan will attack us when we are doing good, or trying to do good, trying to worship. From the left means we're doing the stuff that takes us to hell, which is sinning, all types of sinning. So he will attack us from the left, using us to do sins. So let's look at this in a little bit more detail. Attacking us from in front, meaning he will try to make us work more and more in the future. So our time is full of work, full of trying to buy more stuff, trying to acquire more wealth, trying to see more places, trying to achieve more. Why? So there'll be no time left to do our duties to Allah, no time left to pray, or to go to Hajj, or to do any of the duties that Allah has asked, or to learn the Quran, or to understand Islam. You'll have no time. You'll just be working. You come home, sleep, work. You're tired, you've got no time. Even praying, you may not pray at all, or if you pray, you will pray all of them at the end of the day. So that's the attack from the front, is work is one type of attack. The other one is your fear of getting old. Oh, I'm getting old. But he's not saying you're getting old, so pray more, or give more to charity, or go to Hajj. No, he's saying you're getting old, you haven't done enough sins. You haven't tried this sin out, or you haven't had all these types of pleasures. You haven't bought this expensive car. So you're getting old, hence it's like they say, you live only once, so you might as well enjoy it. This is the saying of shaitan and the shayateen. You only live once, so you're here to enjoy it, so enjoy yourself. It's the saying of shaitan. You're here to enjoy yourself in doing good that will help you end up in paradise, yes, but you're not here to enjoy yourself sinning. Another one is fear of loss. So if you've already accumulated, if you have a house or houses or any kind of wealth, shaitan will make you fear you're going to lose that wealth. So don't give any, don't help any others, don't help your family or friends, because you may not have any in the future. So fear of loss, earning anxiety. Oh, you're not earning enough. I'm not earning enough. So how am I going to be able to buy that house or buy that villa or travel if I don't? So I need to get another job that pays more. All these are attacks from the front, i.e., from what's coming to you in the future. Attacking from the back is what you've done or wish you had done, i.e., if you haven't traveled enough, you should now travel enough before you die. You should travel, you should see the world, you should buy this type of car, you've never had this car before. You should do these things, these sinful things you've never done before. Why not? Because, everyone has done them, so you should do them. Or you haven't achieved enough, so work hard to achieve. Oh, you've only achieved this much, you should have achieved more, so work more. And then another attack is to take you back to the sins you used to do, and they make those times look really good. Oh, remember when you were 20 or whatever, and you used to have all this fun, you're now boring, and so he wants to push you back into doing those sins you used to do when you were younger. And especially if you've got people around you that you used to do those sins with, then he will either come to them or to you and push you all towards doing those sins again, whether it's fornication or drinking, whatever it is. Now, and so, taking pleasure in the sins and recounting the sins. So you tell each other, remember when we used to drink or when we used to fornicate, oh, wasn't she wonderful, wasn't she good looking? I mean, or you are, even in saying them, you are accumulating sayyats. You are performing a sin by recounting them and saying what you used to do. We should just forget about the past and look forward to doing good in the future, inshallah. So we can. Another attack from the back is if only. That's a pure satanic thing to think, if only I had done this, if only I had taken that job, if only I had married that person, that man or that woman, if only I had bought 3 houses instead of 1, if only I had invested in gold instead of in shares, if only I had invested in something else, in property, instead of not investing in property. So if only is another trick of shaitan from the past. Paradise. Now from the right, it's when you try and pray, he will say delay the prayer and pray later. Or as soon as you pray, he will bring the ideas into your mind, that thing you were looking for, the idea you forgot, or something you had planned to do and you forgot. You say Allahu Akbar, and then, oh yeah, you remember that you didn't call that agency for the job, or the so-and-so said you should meet him now. Oh, it's 1 o'clock and you didn't meet him for lunch. So all the things he made you forget earlier, you say Allahu Akbar, he'd bring them to you to spoil your prayer. So spoiling your prayer is one. Stopping you from praying is another. Stopping you from going to the mosque is another. Delaying Hajj. So, you're only 30, you're only 40, wait till you're 70 or 80 so that when you go to Hajj, you'll come back and you never sin again. You don't want to go to Hajj and come back and sin. It's a very important one that stops people from going to Hajj. No, brothers and sisters, you should go to Hajj as soon as you can. Don't leave until you're 70 or 60 or 80, whatever. Do it as soon as you can. Don't leave zakat. It's very important. So delaying zakat, not paying zakat, not paying charity is an attack from the right. And also pride. So if you have knowledge in Islam and you're listening to a khatib, say, I know more than him. What does he know? Even his Arabic, doesn't pronounce his Arabic properly. It's that, again, that's another kind of sin. Even though you may be in the mosque, you're listening to a khatib, he will say to you, look, you know better than him. Oh, he said this word wrong. Or he's reading in Salah, he will say a word that you know very well, but you only know it from one qira'ah. So he will say, Maliki, Maliki Yawmiddin. Oh, this guy says Maliki, you should say Maliki. Everyone says Maliki, so this Imam is wrong. Shaitan will put these ideas into your mind to spoil your Jummah, to spoil your Salat. So, pride in the knowledge that you have in Islam is another attack, especially if you already are an Imam or you're knowledgeable. That's another, you're prone to these attacks. Attack from the left is have more fun. You haven't done enough fun. You're now boring. You're getting old. And people say, you know, why are you so bored? Why don't you watch this film, bad film? Why don't you play these games and waste time? Oh, you don't play games anymore. You're not that old. You know, why are you not playing? So from the left, just want you to enjoy, so you have no time to do good, no time to pray. Have fun, sin, drink, gamble, backbites, so anything that shaitan can make you do so that you sin, so you gather sayyats, so that you end up in hell with him and shaitan. He will attack you with those. So you borrow money, you don't need to pay back because they have more money. You steal money, it's okay, you deserve it, you don't have enough. He will encourage you to steal, to fornicate, to gamble. You gamble, oh, today you didn't win £1 million. Try again, tomorrow you can win. So today you spend £1, tomorrow £10, and before you know it, you're gambling all the family money, and some people have gambled away their house and everything, they end up with nothing. Gambling is another one. So the shaitan will find some way to come and attack you, to make you sin. That's the left attack. So brothers and sisters, I hope you have some idea of what shaitan is. So from the names of shaitan in the Quran, some of the things shaitan does, and this promise of shaitan, brothers and sisters, be careful. Try not to follow shaitan into sin. Try not to follow shaitan by not doing what Allah has asked you to do, has asked us to do. Try to just remember that Allah is with you all the time. Don't fear shaitan and his people. Don't give in to temptations, to sins. Don't stay away from doing the good things. Don't leave the good things until tomorrow. We don't know if we'll be here tomorrow. Thank you for joining me in the sixth video, the tricks of shaitan in the series towards understanding the Quran. Thank you very much.